Thank you. My name is Polina Raygorodskaya. I'm going to be speaking with you today about dancing to the beat of the opportunity drum. So when you see a dancer, you see a dance, you see the fluid motion, you see the end choreographed result. But the most important quality of a dancer is knowing when and how to pivot. Similarly with entrepreneurs and with business people, you see the final products and you see success. But what really makes a business person successful is not the final product, but it's the opportunities that they found or were presented to them and the pivots that they made along the way. So what is pivoting? According to Eric Rice, who wrote The Lean Startup, pivoting is a structured course correction designed to test a new fundamental hypothesis about the product, business model, and engine of growth. So the question that you need to ask yourself is, are we making sufficient progress to believe that our original strategic hypothesis is correct, or do we need to make a major change? So successful business people, like dancers, need to know how to act and react. So some opportunities will be presented to you along the way, but most oftentimes you need to seek out those opportunities. So how do you seek out those opportunities? There are two ways. One, you can look internally within management. You can speak with your team and find out what internal pivots you can make. The other way is to look externally at your customers. So you can speak with customers, you can ask them, you can conduct surveys, you can conduct focus groups, or you can come up with new hypotheses and test them. So now I want to take a look at some famous company pivots, and we'll see if you guys can recognize these companies. So what company started out as a video dating site? YouTube. What company started selling gum to promote their line of soap? Wrigley's. What company started making trading cards? Nintendo. What company made rubber boots? Nokia. So as you can see, these major brands and these famous products that you know, they all started doing something completely different. And it was the management, it was entrepreneurs within these companies that found different opportunities, spoke with their customers, looked internally, and ultimately changed their complete business strategy to become some of the world's biggest brands. So now I want to give you a more in-depth look at a company that took an opportunity that was presented to them and made a pivot. So the company is called SonicYoga.com, and it was founded by Jonathan Fields, who launched a yoga school in 2001. So he came up with this great marketing idea. He teamed up with Adelphi University to conduct a study to see how many calories yoga burns. He called all of the major media outlets and offered the first media outlet that responded to him an exclusive on this study. So Self Magazine jumped at the opportunity and agreed to not only feature the study, but also to participate in it. So what happened next? He gets a call from the Self writer after the study is conducted, and the writer says, you know, it's a shame that you don't have a yoga instruction video to go along with this great article. At that point, he did not have a yoga instruction video, but Fields recognized the opportunity, and instead of saying, no, it is too bad I don't have it, he jumped at the opportunity and he said, you know, we do have a video, it's in post-production, and it will launch by the publication date of the article. So he made up a title and price on the spot, and he then called up his business partner and he said, we need to quickly produce a yoga video. So when the magazine hit the shelves, the video sold out, and since then they've made 4 more yoga videos. So as you can see with this example, he had no intention of making yoga videos. But because the opportunity was presented to him, he had 2 choices. He had a choice to tell the truth and say that he did not, in fact, have a video, or he recognized the opportunity, jumped at it, and decided to go into that field because of the opportunity. So now I want to tell you a little bit about my own experience. So I'm the owner of a PR firm that I've had for about 6 or 7 years. And over the summer, I wanted to do something to give back to the environment. So I teamed up with a group of individuals, and we decided to do a campaign to promote national parks and forests. So in order to get some publicity, we decided, okay, what can we do to get something exciting going? So we decided to ride share cross country to raise awareness and publicity for the parks and forests and to go to the different parks along the way. Now, as you know, parks are not major cities, so getting to them is a little difficult and you have to actively seek out rides. But looking for rides is very difficult because, one, the major site to find rides is Craigslist, and I don't know if you guys use Craigslist regularly, but it's pretty impersonal. You don't know who you're talking to, and when you're getting in a car with a stranger, you kind of want to know who you're getting in a car with. There are other sites that do ride shares, and those sites had profiles and all of the information, but the issue is there was a lot of these sites, but not enough users. So to find individual rides was really difficult and very time-consuming. So we started thinking, wow, this is really an opportunity to create a rideshare platform that aggregates all the different sites out there so that it's easier to find rides. But that wasn't the end of it. At one point during our trip, we got stuck in the middle of nowhere in Virginia. It was a town of about 300 people within many, many miles. And our rideshare had canceled. And because we did not know where we were or what major cities were around us, we spent hours looking for other forms of transportation. We tried to look up buses in Virginia, we tried to look up train, and we didn't know where we were, so we couldn't find any of this information. We had to end up renting a car. So that got us thinking, what happens if you're in the middle of wherever, and you want to get to another city, and you don't want to drive, or you can't drive, or for whatever reason, you need a form of transportation to get there? How are you going to get there? So the end result is Wanderu, which is an aggregator of all forms of ground transportation that helps you get from point A to point B, which is what we're working on now. And it will allow you to be able to be at any point in the country and get to any other point, whether it's connecting with buses or trains. It will show you everything within 50 miles or 100-mile radius for you to be able to get to where you want to go. And the other benefit of that is it saves the environment because the buses and trains are a far more environmental way to travel than flying or taking your own car. So in sum, opportunities come in all shapes and forms. Some are like a shining gem, while most are like diamonds in the rough. Successful business people are those that recognize these opportunities, they seek out these opportunities, and they evaluate the opportunities to see whether they can go forward with them or whether it does not make any sense. So I want to end you with a quote. We need to be like dancers, mobile, light on our feet, and ready to move as the beat changes. So break a leg, no wonder it's the expression of good luck on stage. If you give it your all, success will come. And even if there's a wrong step that you take along the way that trips you up, you got to get up and keep dancing.
I get knocked down.